I'm definitely excited. It's always nice to be able to share what the Lord gives us, and sometimes this may even be a refresher for some of you all who may have looked into natural remedies. But we are going to do a few things. As you can see in your packet, I gave everyone just a little quick run through, and just something that you could take with you home for material of what we're going to be going over today. Who's ever heard of hydrotherapy? Yes, okay, so it's very common. So we know hydrotherapy is, what are we using in hydrotherapy? Water. So hydro stands for water, therapy means treatment, so we're treating with water. So we're using treatment through water. And so we're going to do one hydrotherapy demonstration, and then the second page is a okay, mine didn't come out. Actually, I need one of those packets, sorry. The second page is we'll be doing a couple poultices. We have a potato poultice, a cabbage poultice, charcoal poultice, and we'll be talking about different remedies you can use as well with these things. And then we'll be doing a nature's flu shot, which you will be able to taste and try. And so we are going to begin. And so I am going to have my demonstration. We're going to start with the hot foot bath because it takes the longest. And in the meantime, I'll be working on some of the other demonstrations as well. So Sandra will be coming up, and I need you have the kettle? Yeah, we need hot water. So as Sandra comes up, we are going to drape Sandra. And so what we'll do is I'll come around here for a second. And so what you can use, depending on what you have in your home, I tend to use a trash bag because it's something that everybody has. You can also use a plastic shower curtain, any type of plastic that helps to hold. And normally what I do is I put a slit, use a knife or just tear it for the head, and I just put it over her. So that's what I'm going to do right now. Ooh, so we're going to drape it around her. I know it's going to seem a little strange, but it does the trick. So you'll drape it around her, and then depending is that me? Oh. And depending on what you have, you can use a sheet, you can use 2 blankets if you don't have a sheet. What you're just trying to do is to produce a lot of heat in her central area. So this is what the purpose of clothing her and draping her like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the sheet around her. I'm going to put the sheet in and wrap it around her. She's not going to be able to move much. And then we'll wrap it around her area as well. And a blanket. Normally a wool blanket will definitely help to increase the body temperature a lot. If not, thank you. Sorry. If anything, you could just use a blanket, a big blanket, a thick blanket will help. And this will help to induce the heat and temperature of her body temperature. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to guide her to the chair. Make sure she doesn't fall. You gently place her in the chair. Then, these things are also written in the packet. So you're going to have a basin, a water basin, which will have preferably hot water, not scorching hot, because the feet have pores at the bottom of the feet, which are very sensitive. It's one of your largest pore areas in your body. And this isn't very hot, but what you do, if you have a thermometer, a water thermometer, you can check it, and you want it to be around 103 to around 104 degrees Fahrenheit. If you don't have a water thermometer, which we don't have, the best way to check the water would be your elbow. So you always want to check the water before you place their feet in it, and it shouldn't be scorching hot. You can also check the wrist as well if you don't have a thermometer. And then when you're dealing with your patient or client or friend or neighbor, you will place her feet into the water. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place her feet into the water, and you always put your hands at the bottom of her feet when you're placing the feet in the water, and you're going to ask her if it's too hot. You always want to make sure that it's not scorching hot on the feet. You don't want to mess with the nerves. Is it okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so after she gives you the okay, then you're going to drape the sheet and the blanket around her feet. And during this time, I will tell you that when we're dealing with people and sicknesses, we know that it's the Lord that's ultimately healing, right? We're just assisting in the process. So what we do is we always encourage you to pray with those who you are doing treatments with, because it helps to comfort them and to put them in a restful state of mind, and also to ask the Lord to help you and guide you, and that you don't prevent any pain or hurt in the process. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're just going to have a small word of prayer. Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you so much for your love and kindness. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to be able to learn all of these things. I pray that you'll be with Sandra as you work through this process as we try to increase her body temperature, that the waste and toxins of her body will come out. And we also ask that she will be able to be healed from any infirmities that would cause her harm in her ability to hear your voice. And we pray that, Lord, you'll continue to guide us through the rest of these demonstrations. In Jesus' name, amen. So normally when we're doing, so she's in right now. So a lot of this treatment goes for maybe around, you could do it as long as 15 to 30 minutes. The purpose of this is when someone is dealing with sickness, whether a common cold, or if someone has, let's say, I asked earlier if anybody had a headache or a migraine. A lot of the times you can use this treatment to help with that. I was at a church one time, and we were doing a sermon, and one of the members of the church, she was going to go home because she had a really bad migraine. And the pastor said, "Is there anybody who could do anything in regards to it?" So we actually did a hot foot bath for her on the Sabbath. Actually, this has happened twice before, and one with someone who, but just to see how the Lord helps to relieve the pain. And then it also shows the people that you care about them. Like, she literally cried. Like, I never had anybody, normally I'm a nurse and I'm always taking care of other people. But for someone to sit there and try to help me with a headache, it's like, it makes it feel like you care about them. And so it's always good for us to help one another. If you know someone's going through something, you can offer to help and to help to relieve the pain and sicknesses. So also with hydrotherapy, let me just start with the headache. So when someone has a headache or migraine, does anybody know why you're having a headache or migraine? Lack of water, too much blood in the head, yes. Yeah, lack of water, dehydration, and sometimes stress. Those are all factors. Yeah. And so it's very important that you drink a lot of water, and it's important as well to make sure that you don't have a lot of stress. Also, another factor of headaches is poor circulation, which is also part of the reason why there's a lot of blood that is contained in the head. Now, when you think of circulation, what do you think about? The heart and your limbs. Does everybody know your limbs? So we are told that our limbs, when we don't keep them properly, what tends to happen is that the blood will flow to the warmest part of the body. So when you, like sometimes if it's cold weather, there's breezes, or if you're not properly cladding your feet, your legs, your arms and hands, like for wintertime as well, then those things can cause your blood to constrict. And that's where part of the reason why you'll have a headache or migraines. Also poor nutrition, caffeine, things like that, that can cause migraines and headaches as well. So these are things that you can help people that you know who deal with these things. And this is one of the treatments you could do with them. You could say, well, can I do a hot foot bath? Can I show you what you can do? And then you could just show them this. So when you're doing the hot foot bath, as her body temperature is rising and the blood is in her head, which means that you're trying to move the blood to the feet. So that's the reason why you have the water that's hot. It's drawing the blood from her head to her feet. We also have here a basin of ice water. Where do you think we're going to put the ice water? Head. I heard somebody say head. You want to keep it cool because why? Most of the blood is here, so it's the throbbing that's going on in the head. So you want her head to cool down, and you want her feet, the blood to go towards her feet. So that's the reason why this really helps with circulation. Not only with headaches, it also helps with common colds and illnesses, helps to prevent it. So if you know you're about to get it, you can do this. You also do a hot and cold contrast shower. Anything like that will help with the process of being able to get circulation, because we're told in Leviticus, the life of the flesh is in the what? Blood. So you want to be able to properly move the blood through the body. You don't want to rob the organs. You don't want to rob your limbs of the blood that it needs to be healthy. So we have, I normally do like a washcloth, if you have a washcloth, any type of cloth. And I'll put in the ice water. So how are you feeling? You always want to ask them during the process, how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Good.
You always want to...
Yeah, I'll wait for it.
So then you put the ice, you wring it out.
Oh, that's gonna be cold.
Yeah. Yeah, it is cold. All right, so then we're going to put it on her forehead. Yeah, yeah, it does. So, I know sometimes when people think of taking like hot and cold showers, they dread the part with the cold. Sometimes I could understand the feeling, but I will say, once you make it a habit, and especially depending on how hot the water is, the contrast with the cold doesn't make it as hard when you come from the hot. So if you're really hot and you're building up your temperature for your blood, and then you go to cold, it makes it easier to deal with the cold. So during this process, then you ask them, how's the water temperature in your feet? Can you take more heat? Is it still too hot? You can do a little bit more heat. So you'll always have either a kettle or a pot of hot water to add to the hot water that's there. So normally I do this around 2 or 3 times, given it's about a 30-minute process. And so I'm going to show you how I do what you do for the feet process. So come on the side so everyone can see. You'll lift this up, and you'll ask them to, don't watch your dress. Okay. You're going to ask them to put their feet on the 2 outside. Yep. Put them on the outside, and then you're going to take your kettle water, and you're going to shield it from their skin, and you just pour it in. You have to mix it. That should be hot enough. That seems very hot. And then you do the same process. You grab the bottom of the feet, and then, how's that? That's good? Okay. Okay. So now it's good. And the reason why you're draping this around the feet area is to prevent any type of cold drift to come towards the feet. You want to make sure there's equal circulation through the body. And can someone grab me some hand sanitizer? Is that some? Sorry. Thank you. You said the what? Yeah. Does it, you need one more? You need a little bit? Good right now? Okay. So right before I do another one, I'm going to switch over to one of our demonstrations here. And I had someone who wanted to assist me. So we'll start with him, and then I'll call you one at a time. One at a time. So come on. All right. So now we're going to do one of our poultices. We're going to be doing the potato poultice. Yes. The potato poultice. And so, what's your name one more time? Daniel. So Daniel, my assistant, is going to grade a potato for me. Have you ever graded a potato before? Okay, well today you're gonna learn, and then you're gonna help your mom grade potatoes when you get home and when you cook. Okay? All righty. Here you go. You can hold this one in one hand. You're gonna hold this in this hand. And what you're gonna do is grade. You're gonna go in an up and down, a down position. So you're gonna go. Be careful with your fingers. Can you do that? So keep doing that. Yep. You see the pieces coming down at the bottom? So as he grades the potato, the potato poultice is just potato. That's all you need is a potato. Who has potatoes at their house? No? Well, you can easily buy a potato. Potatoes normally everybody has. So if you know someone who's dealing with inflammation in the knees, joints, different places, potato is wonderful. Potato is also wonderful for stomach ulcers. Did you know that? Yeah. Indigestion. It's very good for indigestion. Yep, you can keep going over. Yep. Let's go. Yep. You don't have to keep switching around. You can do the same spot over and over again. Yep. Good job. Good job. Daniel's doing a wonderful job. So with the potato poultice, we're going to get a paper towel. And as he grades the potato, he's going to put the potato on the paper towel. And then with the paper towel, you want to make sure you have some plastic wrap on hand as well. Good job. Are you getting an arm exercise? Yeah. You know, in the kitchen, you can have exercise too. That's why cooking's so important, right? Yay. I don't know how to, sorry. Does anybody know anyone who's ever had hemorrhoid issues? Hemorrhoid issues? Okay. Did you know you can use potato as a suppository? No. Yes. So if you take a potato, so if you take a potato, you got it? Move it back. If you take a potato and you cut it about 1 inch and maybe about like a half an inch wide or so. Yeah, like a suppository. So if you take that and insert it, the hemorrhoids should be gone within a couple days, within a day or two. Yeah, leave it overnight, and it will come out when you go to the bathroom. So you won't have any problems with it, staying in there. We're also going to talk about aloe vera as well. You can do the same thing with aloe vera, But the only thing with the aloe vera is when you do aloe vera, you have to freeze it. But you'll cut the leaf. You seen aloe vera leaf? And you'll cut it just like a same size. You'll peel the outside of it, and you'll just have the gel in the block. If you freeze it, and then when it's done solidifying, or when it's hard, then you'll insert it. Only thing is just colder. So you just have to. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. I believe you peel the skin of the potato. At least when I've done it before, we peeled the skin off of the potato. But normally, with the poultices, I normally keep the skin on, so it's not something that's. All right, wonderful. Now you did your arm exercises for today. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna collect this and you're gonna put it right here on the paper towel for me. Can you do that? Thank you. And while he's doing that, let me get ready for. Yep, just take all of it. Yep, good, wonderful. So with the potato poultice, as you see here, the juice from the potato is what's going to help to draw the liquid from the inflammation. So it has a drawing effect. The juice from the potato has a drawing effect to bring the inflammation from the knee or anywhere. Helps with also other like broils and things like that as well. It's very good for the skin. So just for demonstration purposes on how to apply it, can you lift up just your sleeve? Sometimes I do it on the elbow too, but we'll just do it on the sleeve since he has a sweater. And so you would place it on the skin wherever the issue is, okay? You feel it? Okay. Then you would wrap it, and then I forgot to grab the plastic wrap. Yeah, the juice. You see the juice coming out of the paper towel? That's the juice that's going to help to pull out the liquid. Yeah. Yep. I don't know, to be honest. I'm not going to say I know that. I don't know. I can find out for you. Yeah. Any inflammation it will help with. So then you would apply it like this and then fasten it. Now we don't have any tape, but sometimes you could put like a bandage tape, like the Band-Aid tape that's not like as very hard for the skin. Or if you have a ace bandage, put that on. So anything like that. And there's your potato poultice. It may make your arm a little thinner. Is that okay? No, it's okay. It's not going to do that. It won't do that. You want to hold it? You can go sit down now. Thank you so much. You're done. So now you know if you have someone who you may have grandpa or grandma who has bad knees, you could do a potato poultice on them, right? All right, so how are you doing? Yeah, so we're going to add some more ice water. How's the water on your feet? It's good? Okay. Yeah, I'll probably have to add some more. Whew. And then you can obviously tell when you feel her that her body's temperature is increasing. Are you sweating? Yeah. So you definitely gotta sweat. This definitely will help to induce sweating. I mean, technically, this is almost a form of exercise. So normally, after any type of like hydrotherapy where there's a lot of these things going on, you always want them to rest for about an hour. Afterwards, just to help the body to continue to recuperate and go from there. So we're gonna and drink water. But I'll probably get you some water. Somebody doesn't mind getting a bottle of water. Yeah. So you can put it on the. Oh, oh thank you. Okay. And you get some water to drink. Good. Wonderful. So, what was I doing? Oh, yeah, I'm doing this. Okay. So, I'm going to hurry up and add some more water. So, you're increasing the water to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So, that's pretty much, each time our feet are able to take more of the heat. Okay. Do you need it more? So, what I was mentioning before in regards to contraindications. So, with this particular, and maybe a few of them. So, people who have like neuropathy or diabetes, any issues with circulation, impairment, anything like that, this wouldn't. You can do a hot foot bath. Well, technically, it wouldn't be a hot foot bath. It will just be a foot bath. You don't want to do the too hot temperatures on someone who has diabetes, neuropathy, things like that. Obviously, because it would affect the nerve. It will damage the nerve more, and you don't want to do that. But if someone is wanting to go through the process of healing from the diabetes and the neuropathy and things like that, I have a friend who had neuropathy, and she did this treatment, but you start with, you're like warm water. It's not, you don't get it to a hot, but you keep doing the treatment until she's able to feel, or they're able to feel more. Because as you start dealing with the diabetes, as you start dealing with the neuropathy, with the diet, this is just to assist nature. You're still dealing with the ascertaining the cause. You're still dealing with the changing wrong habits. We're told in ministry and all these other things. Yes. So people who have they can't feel in their feet, this is a good treatment, but you just don't want to use hot water. You start warm, but you keep doing the treatment, and eventually, maybe within a week or a couple weeks, you should be able to do hot water. But the treatment itself is good because you're getting the body to get, you're bringing the body to be more equal in circulation. Because even this process of her being clothed and stuff like that, because they're still going to be hot having the plastic around them. They're still going to be hot with the blankets around them. Their feet just won't be as hot as doing this treatment, but it would be just as much beneficial with the with being able to get their limbs to feel more and to be able to circulate more to do this treatment. So just always remember. It depends on what the situation is. So if someone has cancer, or even just whatever disease or whatnot, if you're doing a treatment on them, you're most likely doing a form of hydrotherapy or it doesn't have to be a hot foot bath, but it will be, you're definitely, if you're treating it, you're doing it for a period of time. So up to maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you'll definitely give them a break, Sabbath and things like that. And just for their body to also recuperate. But you'll be, depending on how severe the disease is, that's how severe you would have to treat the symptoms. So this will definitely help, because it really helps to actually cleanse the body, because as she's sweating, all the toxins are coming out, and that's definitely helping. All righty. So, yes. Any issues that there's any circulation issues. That's the only thing I could think of right now in regards to neuropathy, diabetes. Some people have issues with circulation, like impairment. If they can't feel, they don't have any sensation on their feet, if they have poor circulation, which sometimes that tends to be the case with a lot of elderly people. But again, if they treat it and they do the regular foot bath and things like that, they should be able to increase. But yeah, elderly, like when they're not walking a lot, they have bad circulations. You could tell by their veins, they're not really, and normally if you squeeze the nail, it should tell you whether or not there's blood flow. That's also, thank you. So how are you feeling? You feel good? You feel hot? Okay, so all right. No, it actually will help with weight loss. Yes, it will. So, all right. We're going to do one more, and then I'm going to switch her out, and then eventually we'll continue with our remedy. All right, so can I have Zandy? So Zandy's my next assistant, and Zandia is going to help me make a cabbage poultice. So cabbage is very similar to the potato. What I tend to do is I tend to rotate the potato and the cabbage. But normally a lot of people can find easy access to cabbage. So normally you could take, depending on the size of the area, it doesn't have to just be a knee area. It could be, I know we were talking about back or anywhere in the body. You just take a leaf or two or 3 or 4 if you need it. And what you're going to do is I think there was supposed to be a fork around here. If there's not, we'll just, all right, this has a case on it, so we're just going to use this. So with this, you can use anything from like a rolling pin, a fork, a spoon. What you're going to do is you're going to try to beat along the veins and this long one right here. Yes. And then you're going to beat along it so that the juices come up to the surface of the cabbage. So can you flatten the cabbage for me? Yes. Yes. Good job. I
trying to stay flat.
Good. That's good. And normally, it fits perfectly if you were putting it on a kneecap, just or elbow. So, okay. So you're going to hit. No. So just, you have a fork. Okay. Thank you. Yes, it's better. So you're going to go like this and you're going to poke. Just keep poking.
Ooh.
And you can do one leaf and then do the other one. So as she's doing that, the liquid juices are coming to the surface. Yes, and you can show everybody after you're done. And after that happens, so when that process happens, that's also what's drawing the inflammation out of the body externally as well. Cabbage is also great internally. Has anybody ever had cabbage juice? Cabbage? I know. I'm not going to lie. It's not my favorite juice. It's not my favorite juice at all. But it is wonderful for any stomach ulcers, indigestion, all of that stuff. It's very good for that. Yep, keep going. And you want to do it along the ends. And then you can do that one too as well. And be careful with your hand. So you don't want to poke your hand out. With the cabbage as well, if you use the cabbage juice and honey, it helps with the sore throat as well. Yes. No, just the front. Just the front until you get the. Now you want. No, the cabbage juice. The juice. So like when you juice. Huh? Juice it like a juicer. No, the cabbage juice, like juicing it through a juicer. Like a juice. Yeah. Extract it completely. Yeah, so that's the juice that you would drink. It's very good. You okay? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Okay.
What's your sharp?
Yeah, you just want to do it softly. And
I think I'm done with this
yeah,
one.
you can do done with this one. Let's do this one now. How about let's do this side? There you go. And so then after you have, so that's okay. Keep going. I'm trying to see. That's fine. So after she does this, then we're gonna do a paper towel as well. And with the paper towel, you're gonna put it here. And what I'll do is actually, since your arms are a little sore, excuse me, I'm just gonna cut that off. Yeah. Yes, we have a whole cabbage here. So if you all want to practice on each other afterwards, the ladies can go in the back, and you all could take a cabbage poultice home with you and sleep overnight. So you can, with the cabbage as well as with the potato, you could do that overnight. So up to 8 hours. You'll definitely smell the oxidation, so it's not going to be the pleasant smell when you wake up in the morning, but you know that that's how it's working. It's working when it doesn't smell well.
So
all right.
If it smells well, it's not working.
It's not going to smell. It's not ever going to smell well. But can you lift this part of your arm? So you're going to put, like if she was doing it on her elbow, so go like this. We'll just do this. You would put the cabbage around that area. And I still put like a paper towel. For me, it's the easiest and cleanest way. So then put it down like this. And then, I'm going to take the plastic wrap. I prefer organic. I mean, the best, huh? Yes, but did you know it's really easy to grow it, and that's even the cheapest? Yeah. And then you don't have to pay for it, and you can make it. But it's, okay, ready?
It's coming apart.
Thank you, I got it. All righty. So this is going to be a partial fit.
I think. Just saying.
It'll take a while before it starts to oxidize.
Oh.
Okay, so now you have your bandage. Thank you, patient number 2. All right, so we're going to come back here. How are you feeling? I know you're sweating. All right. So I am doing all righty. We're going to do one more. Oh. All right. Side. I probably should have asked someone to bring some extra, probably clothes. Did a repair for that. And you have stats, right? You said you have stats. Okay. Okay. How's it?
It's good.
Okay. Yeah. So now it's gonna be okay. So one thing that I also encourage people with circulation as well is to make sure that your clothes aren't tight. But in this case, with the socks, I remember growing up, and it's very common. A lot of the socks made nowadays really constrict the blood to the feet. That's also probably another reason why a lot of people have it. So when you see those ringlets around your sock, like the top part, it's when it does that, it's just like wearing a band around your, wrist. So when you do that to your feet, it's doing it just as bad too because it's your limbs. So you want to make sure that you get socks that don't, that aren't tight, that don't leave any indications. Sammy and I, we get socks, ours from Walmart, but we get the a certain diabetic sock. Actually, I will actually show it because I always wear it. To me, I love it because when I tell you it's a difference, when I put on socks that I shouldn't have worn that constricted my blood, when I tell you I could tell a difference. Like I couldn't sleep that night, and I'm not even gonna tell you what happened after, but you'll really feel. But I have like diabetic socks, which are very loose, and it doesn't have any kind of constriction. The diabetic socks, but they're very loose. No, it doesn't leave any marks on my, I know it's kind of, but I like them because, again, my health is more important than fashion.
Of course, like cabbage, somebody's in pain, you feel an elbow or knee. How long do you leave it on before you put a new piece of cabbage
overnight? Yeah. When you use the cabbage or potato, you cannot reuse it, or the charcoal, you can't reuse it. So after that overnight, so up to 8 hours, it's on the paper too, up to 8 hours, you discard it, and then you would just use some more for the following. So, but that's a good question. Thank you. Well, in general, you mean like just, no, I wouldn't wear, like you're talking about I know the ones that you're talking about, like they have for like nursing too sometimes, because you're on your feet so much. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, it's just you want to avoid as much as possible the constriction of the blood. I know they do that because especially the overworking, the demand, you're always on your feet and constantly, it's not good. You want to make sure you have good shoes, all those things are important, but you want to just try to make sure as much as possible you don't constrict the blood in the feet area. So I think we just thought. So we're going to transition her off, and then I'm going to do the rest so that you can cool down. So now what we're going to do is normally you just make sure you're taking care of the person because they don't have hands to wipe the sweat off of them. I haven't been doing that, but sometimes you have to wipe the sweat off for them. And then, so we're going to say this is the end of the procedure. Now, your headache feels better, right? Okay. Well, now we tell you. And so this is what you're going to do. You're going to lift up this hasn't been working, but so what's going to happen is you're going to take this ice water and you're going to pour this ice water over her feet because you want to end with cold. Every time you're doing a hot treatment, you want to end with cold. Why do you want to end with cold? Yes, seal it in, close the pores. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to close the pores of her feet. It's not going to be as cold as it is because her feet are so dilated. You'll be able to see your feet tend to be more swollen. You see the blood rushing to the feet. Your feet are like, thank you. And then it's like, okay, now I'm ready to go. Okay, so can I have one of your feet? So I'm going to take one foot, pour the water over the foot. How did that feel? Good. Yeah. Normally you like it. You're wanting the cold water. And then you're like your foot washing. Then you dry the foot. Make sure, do a little friction. And then you'll see all the red plush blood going to the feet. Red feet, and it feels good and nice. You massage it a little. And then you say you have socks?
I'll walk over there. I'll put it on the side.
Yeah, let it. Oh. All right, so she's going to put it on the side of the... Exactly, thank you. So, and then we're going to take the other foot.
And then you rest. Your body's still gonna be sweating. Girl. Okay.
So after this, after you're drying the feet,
Your skin is like super wet too.
yeah, she's gonna have to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
And so at this point, it's pretty much clean up. I don't know if someone could come and carry that and dump it out. Thank you. I think there's a bathroom, they said, that was around here. There's a bathroom right there, I think they said. Thank you. And so at this point, now she has her socks and she's clothed. You're going to take everything off. Normally, I encourage them to take a shower after. I know you can't. Sometimes you're not always in a situation where you can do that. If you're at church, they can't take a shower there. But normally, every time I've done this, immediate migraine headache gone. And here.
Thank you, madam.
Yes. And so, where's the water bottle? Glasses. Let me.
Okay.
Yeah, and did you have the other towel? Or she took it? Do you have
I think she has it.
Okay. All righty. So as we clean this up, we'll come back and clean it. So with that, now we didn't do it, but you always end with the prayer with them to thank the Lord for the process, to thank Him for taking away the headache, whatever you're doing with the person. Even when you're applying the poultices, you want to pray with them as well. Ask the Lord to help with the process. So you always want to pray and encourage them. And so that is our hydrotherapy portion. And we're going to come back and we're going to do our last poultice, which is going to be a charcoal poultice. Now, who's done a charcoal poultice before? Okay, wonderful. Has anybody seen benefits from using it? Praise the Lord. Okay, so charcoal. We have our charcoal here. Our charcoal is basically made from wood. It's like an ash. Now, this isn't charcoal that you use for grilling, so make sure you don't get it confused. You want activated charcoal specifically, which is a different form of, it's not the high heat charcoal that you get with the grill. Well, that's carcinogenic. This wouldn't be carcinogenic. So this can help with many things. It helps with snake bites, bee stings. You could drink it eternally. It helps. I've had times when I've wanted to throw up and I would take charcoal. It helps to soothe the stomach and to try to kind of prevent you from throwing up. But we're going to use this as a poultice. And would you like to come up? Okay. So my assistant is going to, Isabel, is going to help me to make a poultice. And so with the charcoal poultice, you use equal parts of the charcoal. And we have here flaxseed, which is grounded. It has to be grounded. You can use other things. You can use grounded chia seed. You can use starch, aloe vera gel. We have aloe vera gel, so you can use just anything that would make it more of a pasty texture. You want to use that. So how about you put 3 scoops of the charcoal. Now, charcoal is very messy, so you want to be very, very careful because it will go everywhere. And you want to put it in here. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. You see how the smoke came up? Yeah, so go ahead. You don't want to breathe over it. It'll fling up. Yep.
It looks like just dry clay.
Yeah. That's good. We'll just do the 2. That was big scoops. And we're going to do 2 scoops of the grounded flaxseed. Oh, I probably should have took it out of the... You can make a bigger heap than that.
Just don't let it mess.
Just do one more because the other one was small. One more.
One more small. Just a little bit small.
Okay, wonderful. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a... where is... I'll use some of this. I do... I normally do spring or distilled. If you have either or. Sometimes if you heat the water to help to activate the charcoal a little bit more too. So we're going to use some of this hot warm water. Can you pour some of this water into just a little bit? It's not that hot. It's just a little. So as she pours it in, about that good.
Ashes.
No, yeah. You see all the ashes. So now you're going to mix it. So you got go. Yeah, you just want to be careful. You don't want to. So
Hard like dirt.
Did you know that charcoal is actually ashes from a burnt tree?
yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Can we go over there?
So as she mixes, you want a consistency like a sludge or a pudding like. It'll be like a paste, like tomato paste. Yep. And it's a little jelly. You want to show them? Well, actually, hold on. Hold on a second. All right. Yeah,
That is jelly.
and you can show everybody that way.
It looks like jelly.
You see? So it's like a gel. It's clumpy. And then what you'll do, I use paper towel again. So you use a paper towel.
Is she gonna put it on her
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
And then you're gonna take the charcoal paste. Grab a circle. Take a handful out and put it on the paper towel. Yeah.
Handful.
Mm-hmm. And then you're going to just so you know, and you're gonna take the bottom of the spoon and spread it out.
Wow,
Do a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. So normally you put it on like this. If you're not able to warm it up a little bit, sometimes you could put it in the oven a little bit just to get it warm. And then you would put it on the area. Also, it hasn't happened to me, but I've heard that if you do it on an open like cut, it could change the color of that skin, like kind of like from the inside, yeah. So then you would just put it may be for a little. I'm not sure. At least what I've heard in regards to it is that if you do it on the open skin, it could change the color. Actually, I don't think it does it forever, but it does it for a long period of time. I'm actually reminded. I think I did it on myself before one time.
Really? Did it actually change your skin color?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, because the charcoal is very.
Charcoal is so.
What did it change?
In a good way. Yeah, in a good way.
All right, so then you take the plastic wrap.
But you can actually eat but with water, yes.
And this isn't. You don't reuse it. You have to keep it for up to 8 hours while you're sleeping overnight, and then you would make another one, or you could save that and reuse the paste. You could put it in the refrigerator or to keep it. You can make a big amount of it and just keep making new ones. So then you'll have that. Thank you very much. Wonderful. So that's the charcoal paste. That's what you can use for any type of bites, bee stings. It helps to draw things to itself externally as well. And so that's what we're going to use for that. Also, I have here castor oil. Has anybody ever? Yeah. So, I mean, as I'm sure a lot of nurses, you all know, like when they do, even for alcohol poisoning or things like that, any type of poisoning, they always use charcoal, even in the hospitals to a degree.
I heard a story of a missionary guy that was bitten by mamba, or one of the most venomous snakes, in the neck.
Yeah.
When he was in the jungles,
Uh-huh.
they didn't have access to any medical help, so he was like in the bathtub with charcoal and poultices for like 3 days, back and forth. He lived today.
Praise the Lord.
So
Yeah.
he was bitten in the neck with like that's the most venomous snakes.
No, that's really.
Survived 3 days was like poultices and a bathtub with charcoal.
Yeah.
There, and so all was drawn like.
Yeah, and you could take it internally as well with a glass and. Yeah, you could put them on your neck. You could put them anywhere on the body, anywhere there's an issue. I don't know if anybody's ever castor oil. Everybody knows castor oil. A lot of people used it for cleaning out the body at one point in time. It's very hard, though. It's not something you should do internally as much. It does clean out, but it's very hard on the body. So it's, yes. I know it's not a pleasant process, but castor oil is actually very good topically. With the castor oil poultice, they used to take, like, people would take a spoonful of castor oil straight, just to clean you out. When people were sick, they would give it. It will make you go to the bathroom, but it's very it's a strong. Like, people try to do it to lose weight and things like that. But on the hair works good on the hair as well. So with the castor oil, it's a bit more stronger, and so you would need to. Thank you. You would need to. You would need to use like a fennel type cloth of some sort. And with the cloth, or sometimes I have used paper towel if that's what you have, and with the same process wrap. Now, castor oil is good for a lot of things. Sandra told me that she used it for cancer. So people who have tumors, things like that externally, castor oil is very good. Any type of ulcers, sores, cysts, castor oil is good for. It helps with the lymphatic system. And with the castor oil, although it's very messy, so you want to be careful that if you're going to sleep with it, you want to make sure that you're careful with sheets, because once you get the castor oil in it, it's hard to get it out. It's done. It's destroyed. So, but yes, you would do the same process pretty much, and you would put it on the body. And with castor oil, actually, you don't have to change it. You could keep the same castor oil cloth and reuse it, heat it up a little bit, put it on that area day after day for a while, and you can use the castor oil, which is very beneficial. Aloe vera is very good for, I said for suppositories, very good for skin, very good for hair, and very good for the stomach as well. So you could take aloe vera juice, and that helps with that. So now, lastly, what we are going to do is something called, actually, I had one more. Can I have my last assistant come and help me? Insect bites and burns, yes. So we have my last assistant. Okay, so I saved something for her. Okay, so everybody could do one. All right, so this one is going, has anybody ever heard of a salt glow? It's called a salt glow. So salt glows are my favorite, and women will definitely love it. It's very good for men too. It's good for circulation and as well as dryness of skin. Everybody knows what a sugar scrub is, things like that. So what we're going to do is if someone has dry hands, okay, look at you see your hands? You see your hands? So you see how it's a little dry on this side? So this is what we're going to do. Oh, wait, you got to come to the side, to the side. So, salt, SALT, and then glow. So, no, not there. Well, then you have to sit right there in the first row right there. So salt glow is, what we're using is Epsom salt. And what we're going to be doing is we do this as a treatment to help stimulate blood flow. For people who can't take a lot of cold as well, this is a great treatment. And basically, all you're doing is frictioning the salt with the skin. So they get their body wet or the body part wet, and then you friction that salt onto the skin. It's warm water. And so what we're going to do is, her hands are a little dry anyway. So, this is Epsom salt. So what I will do is I'm going to wet her hand a little. Okay, you feel it? Did you feel how your hand was before? Okay, you ready to see what salt can do? All right. So then you'll just take the salt and you'll just put it on the skin and you'll rub the skin with the salt, kind of like if you were doing a facial rub or washing your hands. So you're going to do it. This helps you'll see the skin to start turning red. You'll start to see the blood coming to the surface of the skin. Yeah. And normally, if you're doing this on the as a treatment on the body, you want to work towards the heart. So I normally start from the feet and to the legs in the direction of the heart. Arms start from the hands to the heart. And this is one of the relaxing treatments we give to people as they're going through the detoxing process. It's nice to get a little, massage. Go ahead.
It's kind of like dry brushing.
Yeah, dry brushing too. Except this one's a little bit more because you're getting your water and things like that. But the same concept. Epsom salt, you can get the one with lavender. Sometimes you can put your own essential oil in it. Alrighty. So then after that, after you see how your hands are a little redder? Yeah, you see all the blood's coming to your skin and your hands.
I can see.
And then you just rinse it off. And then your hands feel like baby hands. Now feel that hand and then feel that hand. You see how, doesn't it feel so soft? Feels like you have a whole new skin on your, yeah, you can show them. All right, thank you. You can go sit down.
Oh my goodness, that does feel like baby skin. I feel that.
So, yeah. So thank you so much, my volunteers, for helping. Go sit down. Thank you. So, all right. So the last thing we're going to do before I shall finish is we're going to do a demonstration for the Nature's Flu Shot. 1, 2, 3. Now, I am sorry because I didn't communicate correctly with those who helped with what I needed. So the recipe is going to be altered just a little bit. As you can see on your paper, and go to the Nature's Flu Shot. I even put for each of the ingredients the benefits of those fruits and vegetables, or not vegetables, roots and so really quickly, what we're going to do here is make Nature's Flu Shot. So I was supposed to have 6 lemons. I had 3, and I tried to extend it more by scraping everything I could into it. So it's going to work. So I have my lemon juice here. I'm going to put this into your blender. Oh, no, you don't want to taste fresh lemon juice. So you want about 6 lemons. Sometimes I even experiment. Well, not. I mean, you can make your own variety too. It doesn't have to be just like this, but it's the same concept. You want the same, the vitamins, the virals, antibacterials in it as well. Okay, I don't think I can get that out, but anyways. So you want a whole bulb of garlic. So I cut the garlic already. So it's going to be very... You could put as much or as little. Garlic is wonderful. I mean, it's one of the strongest antibacterials. You can use garlic for, many things. Some people eat garlic straight. I can't do it. Sometimes people eat it with olive oil. That helps it to go down, and that will help get rid of a lot of things. I heard, though, if you do take it, because I know a lot of people have concerns with the smell of the breath after having the garlic. So they say if you have grapefruit seeds, you can freeze them, and if you chew on them after you have garlic, it will take away that smell. Or you could just rinse your mouth out with some type of antibacterial. Garlic can be used. Someone just told me about using garlic water. You can drink garlic tea. That helps with as well. So you can use garlic for anything. Onions are wonderful too. I love onions because yep. Yes. So with the onion, you can use, if you cut it the other way, you can put it. This is good for even young children who have a lot of ear infections. I had a lot of ear infections growing up. Unfortunately, it had to do with my diet and many things that were contributing to it. And I didn't know. They ended up putting tubes in my ears. And all of this could have been prevented. But we didn't know. So I had, in the middle. Normally, like when it's open, I would just cut it. I mean, you could do it like this too. But basically, you would lean it over and lay on it. You can also kind of like either steam it or boil it a little bit, mostly steam it. When it gets a little soft and the juice from it, you can put it into the ear, and that will help with the ear infection as well. You can use garlic oil. Take the garlic, put oil, and let it sit for 7 days. You shake it and let it sit, the oil and the garlic, and then you'll strain it, and then you'll have fresh garlic oil. You could put like 2 to 3 drops in the ear. That will help with ear infection as well. You could also put that in the throat for any type of sore throats as well. They're very antibacterial, antifungal. You could put onions in your socks when you're going to sleep, or you could rub it on your body in certain areas. And that will help to also stimulate the circulation. It will help if you're having a fever. Also draw things out from thank you. Draw things out of the body from the feet, from the pores. So you can do that as well. Thank you very much. And let's see. So we have, So we have onion, and this one I'm putting onion in. I'm gonna put, since I didn't put it in, put some honey. And I didn't have a tablespoon, so I'm using this as a make tablespoon. Oh, okay.
Can we have some honey, please?
I'm trying to.
I got to my nose. Don't cry, Sandy. Don't cry. Oh, that was so yummy.
It's always me. I'm sorry. Somebody could probably do this one too, because I don't think this is open as well. Okay. So we'll skip that for right now. I have the pineapple juice. Normally we use this. I would do 3 cups of pineapple juice. I may do a little bit more because we're missing a little lemon. But of course, this will help to make it taste nicer than just the lemon. Now, pineapple has a lot of bromelain, which is good. It's a mineral that's very good for the body to help to heal as well.
I can't wait to taste this. I
Yes,
know.
I
I
do.
bet it's gonna be so good.
I don't know if it's going to be so good, but I think this would be good enough. Then we're going to take a piece of ginger.
Ginger.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Why wouldn't? Did you know?
So you normally make about a tablespoon of ginger. If you don't have ginger, you can use ginger powder. Maybe not as much as a tablespoon of ginger powder. Maybe like a teaspoon or a teaspoon and a half. Maybe a little bit more. And then and then I'm going to do the honey, which is going to be a tablespoon. I'm just going to make this a big tablespoon. Okay. And then we're going to do a tablespoon of ginger, a tablespoon of honey. And I'm going to use a little bit of cayenne. Sometimes we like to add grapefruit in ours. So Samuel will put grapefruit in it. This one doesn't call for onions. I put onions in it sometimes. So you can, experiment in the kitchen. You can put lime. I mean, it has, yeah. And I would try to use as many especially the ones that are going straight in, try to use as many organic as possible. Okay. Got it. So normally you do about 8. Okay, so dash. And then we're going to blend. You even put some aloe vera gel if you want to in it. Oh yeah. So you just want to make sure that it's blended thoroughly. All right. All righty. So yes, now it's after you blend it. Normally you take I would almost take about this much. Sometimes every few hours, every 3 to 4 hours. Sometimes.
How often do you drink? Like in the day or when you have something?
When you have, I mean, if you want to take it for leisure, for preventive purposes, if someone's in the house and they're sick, you can give it to them. You can drink it yourself. So, I mean, it definitely wouldn't hurt. But more so when you're sick, you'll definitely use it.
Because I know Cersei, you can't take like Cersei, there's only once every 9 days.
What's that?
It's like a mint, you like boil it.
Mm-hmm.
It takes away toxins.
Oh, okay. No, this isn't like it. This wouldn't be necessarily a time. You would just do it until it finishes, or you can just do it preventative as well. I mean, you wouldn't take it all the time. Like, I wouldn't use it as like a everyday type of thing, like a juice. I mean, it's not, to me, it's not something that tastes good like juice. It doesn't taste like how many people do we have? Can someone give me a head count?